Live. Whoa. Live! Someone's calling me. It's making me crazy.
Yeah, I know. You
Stop
just got
calling
confused.
me. From... I'm trying to exit out of that. From room 930 at the Glass Lewis Ballroom on the Nebraska side of Kansas City. I'm waiting for Ari to catch up to that joke.
I'm waiting for you to be a consummate
that's
professional
funny.
and not let like a simple thing like a phone call.
Oh, it's right in my ear holes. It's a Smells Like Matt is about to go on vacation again. AF edition of Business Pants Friday, featuring Ari the Data Queen, Matt the BS correspondent, and me, your zero-wheeled wheelbarrow. In this week's episode, instead of summarizing, let's just get to it. We got Story of the Week. I'm gonna look at Story of the Week.
Got it.
Ari the Data Queen's gonna look at the Goodliest of the Week, and
She
Matt
will.
and I are gonna try not to critique it. And then Matt
We
is
will.
gonna finish this off as usual with a bunch of horrible assholes from across the corporate world.
Already
Right?
done.
That's your job?
That's my job. Let's do this thing. All right, ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Ari, you ready? You look...
I am super ready.
Okay. I don't appreciate that. I'll start Story of the Week. That's me. That's my category. First, it is a tough. This is a weird week. I guess by far the biggest story of the week is I'm gonna call it once again climate change's big week with a big fat focus on Hurricane Ian. Here's a couple of headlines. 1,000-year rainfall, record-breaking surge, how climate change made Hurricane Ian more destructive. And Hurricane Ian was a powerful storm. Real estate developers made it a catastrophe.
Thank you. Good job. Good job, developers.
And
Well
finally, a potential solution in the headlines this week. Here's
I
the
don't believe it.
headline. This is out of Financial Times. No, they wouldn't cover this. How dare me? This is out of, I don't know. What is this source? QZ. What is that? Quartz? QZ?
Yeah, QZ.
Not
Quartz.
Business Insider.
It's Quartz.
Quartz. Here's the headline. To cut a firm's emissions, peg its CEO's pay to climate goals.
Wow.
See, it's that simple,
wow.
What a novel idea.
The audience likes it too.
I guess there's more and more data coming into that actually works. Hey.
What?
Okay, number two. The number two big story of the week. I calling it Meanwhile in the Gambling Pit. First, there's some big stories about Wall Street's texting problem.
Yeah, I saw
so
those.
Wall Street banks, including Bank of America and Goldman Sachs, there's a lot of bad stuff about Goldman Sachs these last few weeks, fined about $2 billion over failures in monitoring how staff used personal phones to talk about work. How do they not get that right? How do you screw that up? I honestly, I watch all the Wall Streety, financy TV shows, and I like when they do all kinds of stupid stuff on their cell phones because it's good entertainment. You know, they're doing insider trades, they're swearing at
They're
each
like
other,
texting each other insider trades. Yeah. Uh-huh.
But how the hell do they do it in real life?
That's
They let this happen? I don't know why I'm shocked by things like this. Why am I shocked by this?
But look,
But
here's
How do
my
they control it?
well, my
Take away
favorite
their
part about
stupid
this.
phones.
Well, I don't. How had in like 2002 they had figured out in the show The Wire that you use burner phones, and somehow Wall Street has
Did you
not
say
figured that
burger
out
phones?
yet. A burner
Did you say
phone.
burger phone?
A burner.
Did you say burger phone?
phone?
Wait, Matt. I mean, these days you can go to like a Foo Fighters concert and they'll take your phone away.
Yeah.
Literally, they'll take your phone, they'll
No,
put
they
it in a
won't do that.
box.
That
You haven't
sounds-
been to a concert.
You haven't been to a concert in a while.
No, there are plenty of touring acts now who take your phone away. There's a system
Where in
they-
Portland? Not everywhere else.
Look it up, you old fogies. You guys don't go anywhere anymore.
All I'm
Backstage
saying,
only.
all
There
I'm
is
saying
still
is just
I'm saying there is still an easy process to which people take people's phones away. I'm
there's
just saying
a
No, there
sea of
isn't.
people's
you're
phones
wrong.
at these
You're
concerts.
both
They're
wrong. We
all
covered a
holding
story.
con-
We covered a story recently
Yeah.
about Amazon where workers weren't allowed to use their phones.
Well,
Yeah, okay.
okay.
But
It can
They're
happen.
also not allowed to take breaks and pee and drink water. So
Ari, give me one reason why you can't take a Goldman Goldman Sachs banker's phone away. Why is that so difficult to you? Why are you so perplexed by this thought? They have a computer, they have a phone system at work. What do you, really, why is this difficult for you? I really want to know.
Because their phones are basically attached to
stupid.
their hand. They
You're
have
stupid.
to
That's a
surgically remove
stupid
it.
thought. It's a stupid thought. I'm sorry. If you can't control their communications, the whole thing is ridiculous.
Wait, who's the audience booing right now?
I'm mad at
Oh,
you.
by the way, did you know
I'm mad
we
at
have
both of you.
we have a live audience for these shows now?
Screw you, live audience. Also, House Democrats have officially drafted a bill that bans politicians, judges, their spouses, and children from trading stocks. And one other thing from the gambling pit, that a late entry here from one of you, I'm guessing Matt, bailout of the UK pension system that Wall Street over leveraged. Explain that one. I don't understand that.
Okay, so Wall Street was selling these things, these long dated.
Good explanation.
Look, it's a financial instrument, and they sold to pension funds to reduce their liabilities because it looked like they were underfunded, and people were worried that they looked underfunded, and then they sold them these instruments, but the instruments turns out to be systemically really bad. So effectively, they turned a pension fund, which is supposed to be the safest place to put your money because they don't have to pay attention to what's happening every minute. They have to pay attention to stuff happening 30 years from now so they can pay their beneficiaries. They turned them into casinos. They sold them things that were like leveraged, and then they needed to get bailed out. So thank you, Wall Street. Well done.
People's
Quick Google
pets are
search.
free.
Here are the two of the acts that take away your phones. Jack White from the White Stripes, Chris Rock, the comedian. There's more. All right, if they can do it. Okay, moving on. The third big story: Biogen's big week. This is how boring this week was. I shouldn't say it was boring. It just the tone of the business news and ESG news has changed during the fall. I don't know, because people are busy.
No. It's because of the anti-woke.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, or Vivek. Vivek is taking over the airwaves. Here we go. Biogen's big week. Biogen first headline. Biogen to pay $900 million to settle allegations it paid doctors kickbacks to prescribe multiple sclerosis drugs. In the same week, they announced that there's a new Alzheimer's drug that slows cognitive decline, according to a clinical trial that's out of Biogen. And of course, the stock market's reacting to that latter story, and their stock prices.
$900 million is like a joke. Come on.
No one cares about that.
Isn't doctors' kickbacks like the standard?
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are so jaded this week.
Just
What's
wondering.
happening? I don't understand. All right, let me wrap up the story of the week. Here's one I like. This one's a little clever on my part.
Ooh.
Something we can only offer here at Business Pants. No one else can offer this. This is a way of reading in between the lines here. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
In between the headlines. I'm calling this a secret win for women and the future. So the article out of the Financial Times was this. The headline was how General Counsel became the corporate voice of conscience, right? And we talked about this yesterday, Matt. And the reason for this is very simple, because this is one of the only C-suite positions that they're actually hiring women to be, to be, right?
That's correct.
So
they exist. Yeah.
So I'm feeling
As
like
general
FT's.
counsel?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
general
so-
counsel.
and-
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah,
the new
general
HR
counsel.
head?
No, they're all. That's
they're
the other
combined.
position.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for mentioning that, Ari. That's the other position that the corporate world actually allows women to be to be a part of, right? And thank you for mentioning that, Ari, because the next headline is, this is out of Fortune, a mental health time bomb could keep the great reshuffle going. So again, head of human resources, chief of legal. These are the two pathways to keep not only keeping us sane, but maybe just keeping just changing the future, to making a better future. And then finally, really in the third position that women do, and that's head of ESG and head of sustainability, all that stuff. HP CEO has a couple of headlines saying that talking about the ESG backlash. He says having a positive impact creates a lot of clout, and sustainable policies give the firm a competitive advantage and attract top talent. So, You see where I'm going with all this? Do you see I'm going how this is the
nobody
door
knows what you're talking
opening
about.
for female executives to change the world for a better? Ari, do you see where I'm going with all this?
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of emotional labor that we will still have to do.
Yeah,
in the labor
there it
market.
is. That is
Well,
absolutely
maybe that's a good
correct.
thing. Maybe
It
entering
sucks.
emotion into the corporate world is a good thing, Ari.
Yeah, but look, one of your great predictions during the COVID crisis was that the head
Failure
of HR
prediction.
suddenly became very important. And who's the head of HR? It's almost entirely women. And what happened during the crisis was they were very important, but internal. They got no credit for cleaning up
because
and
men
maintaining
still make all the
workforces.
decisions.
Men are still making all the decisions. And like there's empirical evidence that men are still making all the. We know that we've just been talking about with our own board sabermetrics influence scores that 60% of U.S. companies have more women on the board and they have less influence than their percentage representation on the board. So as in, you have a body
They're
on the
just
board.
there.
They're just a body, and they have no one listens to them. We
And
can now like show it.
As we inch closer to a potential recession, the stock market is sliding. People are getting worried. Maybe a lot of this was caused by corporations themselves. A lot of people are blaming, they call it greedflation. So who are companies turning to now for their next CEOs? There was a data released this week about that. It's the CFOs. That's right, CFOs.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
I know, exactly. Thank you. I don't know. How's that going to help? Really, how's that going to help getting the stale dude CFO?
That's exactly.
Really, what's that going to achieve? I don't understand.
I can't
that.
understand
I don't
where the
understand
greed
that thought.
came from. You know what we should look up to? The people who ran the money at the companies. All right.
All right.
So
Vote
the
story of the week.
stories. The stories here are climate change, Hurricane Ian. It is the gambling pit that is Wall Street. It is Biogen's big week, which is really lame. That feels like a cop out to
I
me.
know. I had to throw something in that was normal.
And a secret, quiet, clandestine win for the three general
I think
counsel
so.
women who
I think so.
are the voice of conscience. I think.
Hey,
that-
we're going to need a voice of conscience to battle the existential crises of our planet.
Ari, I don't think. Is there another question who won this week?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
What?
It's Ian.
It's Ian. It's
Oh,
just
you guys
Ian.
are you
Yep.
guys are so like backwards. You usually don't think beyond 5 seconds.
It's the winner of the week.
But do you get it at the end? Who's gonna help with this? It's the women. The women are gonna help with this. The female executives are gonna.
I don't know.
Look,
don't
even
know?
the audience thinks you're funny.
You think CEO of Exxon's gonna tackle this?
I think more Ians will help though. You know, there's
Help
going to be
how?
a point because we're going to suffer so many, once in a lifetime, once in 1,000-year storms that it's just going to be so in our face that the only option is to do something about it.
You know what? Ari's
Might be
totally
too late,
right,
Ari.
and she's right
Might
for
be
this
too late.
reason. When men fuck up the earth with climate change,
Might be too
who
late.
are we going to ask to clean it up?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That didn't win the week. They're going to win our lives.
All right, that's
all right.
story of the week. Hurricane Ian.
Let's do goodliest of the week. Yeah. Well, Ari still got all that coffee energy.
Come on,
going.
Ari. You got some coffee
I
buzz
got you
today.
guys.
Although I didn't realize that your Ari's coffee buzz makes her a little bit negative. I didn't realize this.
Well, she's angry. It's angry coffee buzz.
Yeah, it makes you
right now.
angry. I thought you'd be happier. You have a lot of energy, but you just seem like
Anger
jaded
buzz
for some reason.
Anger
Hey.
buzz.
I picked 3 good stories,
Let's
and
go.
I hope they make you feel good and not bad, and
I'm
then
already-
we try to make it good.
I already feel
Are you
bad.
ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
All right. Finland. This is out of one of our favorite, Scandinavian countries.
One of our favorite. Yeah,
One
there's
of
a
the
long
favorite.
list. We have a long list of favorites.
Finland redefines parental leave. They're giving both parents paid 6 months off each. And this is, it's really
Norway's
good.
longer. I think Norway's like a year.
No, Norway is our favorite.
Norway is our favorite.
Not
That's right.
one of them. It is our
Yeah,
favorite.
that's true. That's true.
But this increased the time for both mothers and their partner or fathers
Mm-hmm.
by a lot, right? For women, it was
Sure.
only a little over a week, but for their partners, it was increased by over 3 months. And the whole purpose of this is the government hopes that giving parental leave to both parents will improve women's position in the labor market. Because it's not just about taking time off for women who have children, but it's about forcing men to take time off.
Ari, why don't they give men more time off than women? Let them languish at home.
Fall a little behind, right?
Yeah, I like this idea. I think this is what you're trying to say. Give them 18 months on the couch with Xbox and their children.
Well, so this is in line with a study done by McKinsey that came out earlier this year that showed. Come on, listen to what they found. They showed that women whose partners took paternity leave make more money in the long run.
Okay,
and
I like that.
There's an example of Sweden, one of our other favorites.
One of the other favorites.
Although I don't know, they just went to the right over there in Sweden. So
they did. They did.
And yet they still have basic things like parental leave. But
that was not because of the right. But yeah, go ahead.
Women's income.
I don't know what's going on.
Their income rose by almost 7% for every month their partner took leave.
I like this.
All right. This is good for women and
society.
And it's also really good for the company itself. Research
sold us.
Listen.
You've sold us.
Family leave produces happier, more productive working dads. And fathers who took paid leave feel more motivated and remain more committed to their employers. Come on. Why aren't the corporate lords all over this?
Basically, what you're saying is that not being at work makes people happier. That's what you're saying? It's shocking.
That is correct. Yeah.
Well, good news.
I like that
one. All right.
I'm not going to crap on that one at all, Ari.
Well, wait for number 2.
That's an easy win. Number 2.
Activists made a life-sized statue of Senator Ron Johnson made out of poop to protest
I kind of stumbled into that segue. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, really?
Climate change.
I hope it was cow poop and not human poop. That would be kind of wrong.
I do not know what type of manure it was, but it was real manure.
And what's wrong with me that I'm disgusted by human poop but not cow poop? What's wrong with me that I think that way?
Well, you know what cows eat.
Yeah.
It's just grass. It's just
it doesn't bother me. I don't know why. Yeah.
You're right. Matt thinks cows eat grass. Please, they just eat corn. Anyway.
That's true.
Well, those are your cows. Sorry.
Yeah, not the organic happy cows that Matt.
Okay, those exist.
I massage the cows before I kill them.
Listen, this poop statue was 6 feet tall.
Yeah, why is this good? This just seems gross. Yeah.
And it was a direct response to the Republican senator's comments calling climate change bullshit.
Okay.
Wow, I like that. That's
clever.
That's
it's
really
just so
good.
on the nose. It's just great.
Somebody in the audience really liked that too. I heard a little shriek in there.
The statue was made by a Colorado manure artist, and it's been traveling around the state, attending events focused to unseat the senator in the
They
upcoming
outsourced
election.
the poop to Colorado?
From
they
Colorado,
couldn't find
yeah.
Wisconsin?
They could not find a manure artist in Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin with all the dairy poop.
Somebody in Colorado was just having a little too much fun thinking, what should I do today? Oh, maybe I'll make a statue out of poop. And then they found a new career. Hasn't happened in Wisconsin yet. They haven't legalized weed, I don't think.
I'm going to say this. Those are 2 good starters. Those are 2 of the best goodliest of the week that I've heard in a while.
I don't feel good. I still feel kind of I'm happy about it, Ari. It still makes me feel sad.
No,
I still
this
feel
is great.
sad.
Making poop sculptures of senators who call climate change
good?
bullshit is really good.
Look, protest is good. I enjoy protests, so you're right.
And
I want to hear the next one.
creative protest. I like it.
Yeah, what do you
All
got?
right. Number 3, Gen Z.
Oh,
yes.
Now
Already a
Gen
win.
Z checked out. I know, lost you both.
No.
Oh, come on.
No, terrible.
Gen Z committed to sharing everything in their lives. Could salary sharing make a difference?
Oh, yeah. I want to know about this. Tell me.
Well, listen to this quote
Yeah.
by a Gen Zer. Salary isn't the thing that people talk about, but it should be. This should be the normal, and the more I learned
they're
about
talking about it.
gender pay gap and race pay gaps, I was like, this has to be a thing. Talking about it, right? And my response to that was to create Salary Transparent Street,
This has been done
which
40
is
times.
a TikTok account with over 850,000 followers, 16 million likes. And
crowd is
in
so
her
ornery.
video, this girl
Yeah.
named Hannah, she travels to different U.S. cities and asks people on the street to stop and share their profession and salary.
I like this.
Blah, blah, blah.
Damien,
No,
this is
I
like
like this.
your
I like it either.
rolling salary listing in office.
This is
Yeah, I like
directly this story is just for Damien. There's no other person who cares
Wait,
about
but isn't
this.
wasn't there legislation out of California this week about
Yes.
the same thing? What?
Yes.
Tell me, do you know about that? Newsom just signed a bill about.
Yep, the companies
me.
that employ more than 15 people are supposed to disclose. Actually, all job openings have to have a pay range, salary range.
Right, which
But-
is bizarrely revolutionary. No, really, it's like a sort of a monumental step. You're laughing. I'm not.
No, sure, but like those salary ranges can be so wide that doesn't even matter, you know? So that sucks. What really
Well, I
needs
assume-
to
yeah.
happen is for companies to disclose what they're paying their employees and
getting there. We're
demographic
getting there.
stats of their employees.
With the power of TikTok and Gavin Newsom, we're getting there.
No, with the
Right.
power of Gavin Newsom.
So
TikTok
I mean,
is nothing.
Does it scare you that and this is something I just learned, and I know this is a bit of gossip, which we don't really cover on Business Pants, but does it scare you that Gavin Newsom's ex is now married to one of the Trump kids? I feel confused by that.
Wow, that's revelation.
didn't
That was the
know that.
revelation sound
I
effect.
feel like maybe we're getting hoodwinked by Gavin Newsom. I'm confused by that. But anyway, keep going, Ari.
So anyway, look at this Gen Zer. She decided to do something about something that she saw and didn't like.
Okay, this is
And
now
the
getting
question really
depressing.
is, could
Yeah.
sharing salary information like this make a difference? And the National Bureau of Economic Research paper,
Yes.
there's a paper that found that the gender pay gap decreased 20 to 40% when public sector university salary disclosure laws came into effect in Canada. So
I believe that, of course.
the answer is
course.
yeah.
Yeah, this is one of the
Sharing salary
hallmarks.
information helps.
This is one of the hallmarks of ESG, the ESG world in general. Of ESG data, just disclose the data. Show me your data. Come
Right.
on. just
Look,
show
I
And,
it.
like that.
and companies know this. Like Apple there was a Slack channel where employees would share their salary information, and
Yeah.
Apple shut that down because
Apple
you know,
shut that down.
they
Wait,
did. They
wait,
shut the
wait,
Slack
that's not
channel
good.
down.
Wait, what are we excited about there?
I'm saying that companies don't like it because it
Oh,
helps
right,
people.
Exactly.
Look, I
You ready to
love
vote,
the,
Matt?
but I love the idea of this. I'm fully on board with the transparency.
You just
I
need to
don't like
here
a
comes
Gen
the
Zer on
naysayer.
TikTok being
Okay,
come
come on.
Come on. Can we
Let
just
them
do this for
live.
real?
like, is
Let
that a
them live.
boomer over there?
Hey, that's not funny.
No,
There's nothing
it's
funny
just-
about calling me a boomer.
This is like what people
I'm a-
thought of, petitions online. It's like, oh, it's not going to change anything.
I'm a Gen
You know what?
Xer.
Blah, blah, blah.
Hey,
Yeah, thank
shut
you,
up,
Ari.
Greta. All right. My vote would be. Oh man, it's
Good least of
hard.
the week.
It's between
So we
poop
got
and parental
Finland,
leave for me.
We got
Yeah,
poop
that's right.
statues, and
We
we got Gen Z.
My
committed
vote's
to
going to
sharing
surprise
everything.
you. My vote's going to surprise you.
It's yours is going to
Okay.
be Gen Z and transparency. It's not going to surprise
I'm
me.
going to have to change my
because-
vote so it surprises you.
Yeah, because it's specifically made for you. My vote is for parental leave. There is nothing better. I did parental leave, and it would have been great to get 6 months off. It would have been great. It
Well,
would have been
can I
great
tell you-
because you have to experience the pain of babies. I don't care if you're a man or a woman or a dog or whatever. Everyone should experience the pain because it can't be just given to one person. So the correct answer here is Finland. Oh, and
Can I tell you
look,
that
the producer
Yeah.
agrees with me?
my daughter Vivian was born while I was working at the corporate library. Famously, a corporate governance, probably the most famous corporate governance company in the world, famously started by two of the titans in corporate governance. That would be Nell Minow and Bob Monks.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I famously got 2 days off when my daughter was born.
Wow. Not great.
No.
2 days. Someone eventually apologized for me down the road. Someone who above my pay grade eventually apologized to me, but I didn't care about that apology. It was stupid.
Yeah.
So there you go. So I will. So you know what? I'm gonna join you in that vote.
Yeah, there it
'cause
is. There it is.
I'm still sort of ashamed at myself for not swearing more at them because my company ownership at that and I have a lot of great things to say about the corporate library, so this is not the whole story, but I do know that the company ownership at that time were very wealthy people, so to give me 2 days off, it still kind of stings a little bit. 2 days.
You're still carrying that with you. How old's
I
Vivian
do. I'm
now?
going to carry it my whole life. I only have 2 kids, Matt.
Yeah, how old's Vivian? 17 now?
She's so old that she's now living alone in France somewhere.
It's been a while.
Wow.
Let's get over it.
So I guess that's your winner. It's a sweep because we don't vote for poop-sized poop statues.
I really
here,
wanted
Ari.
to, though.
We're very serious people.
I loved it.
We're very serious.
All right, here we go. Are we
Let's
ready?
get to Assholiest of the Week. Matt Mascardi, come on, everybody.
All right. Look, the obvious asshole of the week is Hurricane Ian, okay? So we're going to take that
Really?
as the overall
Storm is an asshole?
overarching
It's
asshole
not
of the week.
Storm's fault.
Well, I mean, imagine being named Ian. Like this year you hate your life because
Boring name.
but
Yeah, every time I meet a Katrina, I'm like,
I know it's tough.
sorry.
Why be
or
an Ian when you
Sandy.
can be a Damien?
Yeah, there is no Hurricane Damien yet. But really, what I don't like is that there's this backlash to reporting on Ian that's basically claiming Hurricane Ian is woke. It's like a woke conspiracy. So here's your whack-a-mole of assholes this week. Number 1, that guy,
Oh,
Tucker Carlson.
always.
This is Ian is media hype part 1. I'm just going to let Tucker speak for himself, okay? And then I'm going to quote him directly from his show. Quote, so you just heard one hair hat say, a hair hat, I don't know what a hair hat is. What is that? It used to be 1 or 2 hurricanes a season would happen. Now it's happening all the time. And you hear this all the time. And it's a way of terrifying you into handing politicians more power over your life. But the fact is, it's a lie. It's not even remotely true. I mean, it's not a close call. There has been, as a factual matter, no increase in hurricane frequency in the continental United States from 1900 to 2020. And you know what? Tucker Carlson is correct. There hasn't been an increase in frequency. But here's
What about strength?
something from the
Yeah, who cares
EPA.
about frequency.
Quote,
Yeah,
since 1878, about 6 to 7 hurricanes have formed in the North Atlantic every year, roughly 2 per year. The total number of hurricanes there's been no clear overall trend since 1878. But according to the Cyclonic Power Index, cyclone intensity
one of
has
those.
risen noticeably over the past 20 years. And 8 of the 10 most active storms since 1950 have occurred since the mid-1990s. Meaning, Tucker, shut the fuck up. It's not the number, it's the power, you idiot.
Not only that, Matt, but they're harder to predict now, which is obviously a huge part of the problem. I mean, part of averting storm disaster is knowing how and when to tell people to evacuate.
Yeah.
And this one shifted so dramatically that I don't think a lot of people didn't even have time to prepare.
It shifted as dramatically as Ron DeSantis' stance on accepting aid for storms. That's how dramatically it shifted. Number 2.
The crowd's got
Do
very
they realize
quiet.
that that's a handout?
Yeah.
The crowd's got
Also,
very quiet during that segment. There we go.
we
They're
gotta
observing.
find, we gotta do a list of Tucker Carlson's advertisers, the one that are still with them, and find his freaking directors and
That's
be like,
true.
how the hell is this happening?
They don't
That's
care.
true.
It's-
And Ari, I'm only giving Matt a pass on this because technically Tucker Carlson does work for a publicly traded company. Because really, I think he
It's
cheats
not publicly
when
traded. It's fake public.
Okay, that's true.
Yeah.
But really, sometimes I think you're cheating by going off to these to call Tucker Carlson an asshole. Because come on, I mean, he's a news pundit, whatever he is. But he does work for a corporation that's publicly traded.
It's not cheating. It's
What
Your
about
pass.
the advertisers? I don't understand.
Ari, find those advertisers and let's talk about them next time.
Next up
Next.
is Florida CEO urged
Matt-
staff to work through Ian. Then she took it back.
You know, so Matt is always stuck in Florida somewhere with his anger.
Well, this is Hurricane Ian hit Florida. What do you want me to do?
Hey, look, this is just life. What can I do?
Florida sucks. I can't do anything about it. That's just
Yeah.
not my fault. Oh, look. And the audience also thinks Florida sucks.
Okay, but to be fair, the audience is not from Florida. We actually have their license, their driver's licenses. So let's be
You
fair
collected
here.
all their phones when they
I
came
did.
in today.
No, they have their phones.
We're
but I
the
have
other
their driver's
place
license.
that does that. They didn't like it when you took their phones. All right, this is Ian is Media Hype Part 2. Here's the quote from the CEO.
Yeah.
Obviously, you feeling safe and comfortable is of the utmost importance, but I honestly want to continue to deliver, and I want to have a good end of quarter. And it wasn't until Tuesday that the company sent a message telling employees the offices would be closed on Wednesday and Thursday, and management said workers must still work 40 hours for the week. If the power went out and they couldn't work on Wednesday and Thursday, they needed to make up their hours before the week ends. The company in question is a company called Postcard Mania. They do direct mailing of postcards.
Just completely meaningless.
It's
What?
the dumbest
Postcards are
thing ever.
that
Here's
urgent.
the only bad part of the story is the gender of the CEO defies.
I know.
All my stupid.
Does it
soundbites.
though? Does it?
It's just one woman. She doesn't
Well,
speak for all
women have been conditioned to work through anything and everything.
Oh,
you know?
I like how you.
Oh,
You have a
look at her
baby,
I like
like,
it.
spinning
go
it.
back to
Wow,
work 3 days
spinning it
later.
around.
Except Ari, I don't think that's
Oh.
what she's doing. She's focused on short-term results.
Because she can't fail.
No, it's probably
Wow,
because her
Ari's
probably
right.
because her pay is tied to short-term results, which is
Just
something
hers.
else that we yell about in this industry is that you should set CEO pay to long-term results.
You know what Ari just did, though? She just made the CEO of a company who said work through a hurricane a sympathetic figure in the battle for women's rights to actually be autonomous.
She screwed up. There's no doubt about it. She screwed up.
Yeah. This is a big story. This was the head of the. This was like the lead story in the Boston Globe this morning. So
Yeah.
it's a big story. No, I'm serious.
It was in the New York Post, too. It's not exactly reputable journalism doing this story. All right, last asshole of
She
the
did
week.
apologize, though. I don't know what the apology sounded like, but she has already apologized.
She
Matt.
took it back, is what she said.
She took it back.
All right, the last story is, and this one just made me.
Are we still going to be in Florida?
We're still in Florida. It's all Ian.
Oh,
It's all
God.
Ian.
Oh, it's all
Disney
Ian. Okay.
World in Florida reopening on Friday after Hurricane Ian. This
Oh, my
falls
God,
under
really?
the
Thank
category.
goodness.
Already?
Yes, that's correct.
Oh, my God.
Ian didn't happen at all, apparently. Disney plans to reopen its Walt Disney theme park and Disney Springs shopping area in Orlando starting Friday in a, quote, phased approach.
Oh, my God.
That's
Well, what if you're. But, I mean.
2 million people still have no power. They're literally digging themselves out of. There's like
I know. It's like, how the
boats
hell.
and trees, and it's on top of people's houses. My aunt lives in Punta Gorda. The eye of the hurricane went over Punta Gorda. She was dead center. They lost they lost power and they can't communicate with anybody. But the shingles on her house flew off. There's trees down everywhere. Everything
Well,
was inundated.
Here's the
It's-
good news, Matt.
It's the
Here's the good news.
apocalypse.
That is because she's has to go to work today at Walt Disney World. She can shower easily just by falling down into the flooded water of her basement.
Can you
That's how she
imagine?
can shower.
Can you imagine being an employee of Disney World, the place that wouldn't
No.
stand up for Don't Say Gay, and then stood up to it too late, and then they've been calling it too woke, and nobody wants to do anything about anything, and then today they're like, oh, by the way, come into work. We know you have no power, and or your family's probably dead, but
And who's going shopping? But who's going shopping?
That's
on
the
to
worst
open our,
part.
Today.
our
Yeah.
shopping. Yeah, correct.
That people are going to be there. That's the worst
Ugh.
part.
So Disney is another whack-a-mole asshole, and I added this one as just a
Yes.
bonus one. It's not a real asshole, but I saw this headline and it tickled me. And it's advisors and clients slammed by Hurricane Ian. The story was about how financial advisors, how Florida Ian hurt financial advisors because Florida is densely populated with them. That was the story. I just thought, really? We're talking about population density of financial advisors? Is that's the population we're worried about? So your assholes are Tucker Carlson, that guy, Postcard Mania's CEO, and Disney reopening on Friday.
Ari, why don't you get us going in the voting here?
God, I dislike them all.
Well, I don't know why you had me go last. It just it makes the show really terrible.
I mean,
No, I think it's better to go last. Yeah, what do you think, Ari?
Tucker's always an asshole.
That's
right?
obvious. Yeah, I mean, he's
Always.
asshole of the week. I mean, he's asshole of the forever.
God,
What are you going to do there? I mean,
Disney World just opening back up is so annoying to me. And it's
terrible.
For two reasons. Because one, they're making the workers go in. And two, because people are actually going to go. So they don't want to miss out on money. Like, what? All of it. I hate it. So
I didn't put in the headline about
vote.
how cruises had to extend the cruises. 20,000 people are stranded on cruise ships now.
But that's not the cruise's fault.
That they exist is their fault.
Okay, but the ports were closed. I mean, you can't
that's-
blame them for that.
No. Well, they also plan on landing like on Friday. And
Yeah. Well, go shopping.
And where are they going to land? It's not exactly
At
like
the
the
mall
ports
in
are like
Orlando.
clean.
Duh, Disney World. Stop it.
It's really something else.
This is a tough one, Mac, because to me it's the battle of terrible CEOs. I mean, there's something really compellingly awful that she actually admitted out loud that she wants to end the quarter strongly. Like, I almost can't believe that. I almost feel like you made that up. This is real.
No, that's a quote.
Like, because I thought originally. I briefly looked at this article and she said some kind of nonsense about which I kind of bought, which is like, ride out the storm here, it's safe, bring your family, we can try to have. I was like, okay, that kind of makes sense. Like, it's kind of depressing and lonely to get stuck at home during these kind of events. Maybe it could be fun. Maybe they have a backup power or whatever. But I didn't see this part. So she's like a very compelling asshole.
There's some
maybe. But why even say that part out loud anyway? And why make them work 40? The whole thing is just really terrible.
Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's not great.
Greta
summed it.
But then again, I mean, how much power does she really have? I mean, this company's a nothing burger, right? So the Disney World. Oh, this is a tough one. I'll have Matt break the tie. I'm gonna go with Florida CEO urged staff to work through Ian. That's my vote.
Which means Ari's not going to go with Tucker Carlson.
No, Ari already voted for Disney World.
Oh,
Yep,
you voted
Disney.
for Disney World.
Disney's
So you break the tie, Matt.
It's 100% Disney World. I mean, like, look, there's an asshole, like tiny asshole CEO says, stupid thing on call and worried about basically, stupid thing. But this is a massive multinational corporation. That is.
I mean, you're right, but she said if the power goes out and they couldn't work Wednesday or Thursday, they must make up their hours before the end of the week. I mean, that is just. But that is insane.
Some people call that flexible work.
But that defines asshole. Like during a highly destructive hurricane, she's insane.
Also,
That's insane.
Speaking of highly destructive, can we stop referring to these things as like once in 1,000 years and once in 500 years?
That is so over.
Because it's over. We
Fine.
need to
Shift
recalibrate
the
what that
conversation
is.
away from.
We need to
unruly CEO
recalibrate.
behavior.
No,
all right.
answer is
Asshole of the week
Disney.
was Disney World.
Disney
Come on,
World
let's get
is
out of here.
asshole of the week. Who are the winners
the
of the week? Who are the winners?
I got one. It's clearly me. Because we finally had a show where we didn't talk at all about Elon Musk or Mark Zuckerberg. I'm just relieved. Nothing. I love it. Thank you.
Always making it about yourself.
Always.
Yes, you're always the winner.
I'm
Ari,
going to
do you
go
have
with the
one?
obvious, which is parents in Finland. Very
okay.
jealous. Thank you.
Oh, well, there's some gentle clapping for that.
I don't really care about them. They don't listen to our show as much, so I don't care about them.
I'm going to say the winner of the week was Florida. And now, while that may seem weird because they just got battered by
Sarcasm.
Hurricane Ian, Florida is finally a sympathetic place.
No.
Yeah.
Not according to my wife. She does not agree with you.
All right. Well,
Honestly, the way the press is covering DeSantis right now, this is only helping him. It sucks.
Why? Why is it helping him?
Because
they're
looks...
like, look at him, like
Oh, this always
coming
happens during
together with
disasters.
Biden. You know,
Okay, sure.
just
whatever.
like
Yeah.
shut
Don't
up.
politicize this, Ari. How dare you?
All right. Let's do
Predictions.
our predictions. I don't have any. Do you have a prediction? I have a prediction.
I have a prediction.
Okay,
Here we
what's
go.
your prediction?
We make fun of Vivek's Ramaswamy's anti-ESG crusade enough, because I'm not gonna stop. I find the whole thing to be
I think it's
tickling.
amazing. Yeah, it's lovely.
that we make fun of it enough that he finally notices us in his Google News alert, right? But unfortunately, he ignores us because he's angry at us because we're having too much fun while he's trying to save the world from other people saving the world.
Wow, you sent the audience into a tailspin with that prediction.
I love what Vivek's doing, by the way. He's literally trying to save the world from people who are actually saving the world.
Yeah.
He's like some kind of a bizarro world Superman, right?
I had a Vivek related one too, actually. I'm
Go ahead.
surprised. Ari, I assume you have none. You have no predictions.
Her prediction is that she's going to listen to us silently because she doesn't have a prediction.
I don't have one this week.
All right. My prediction was that Hurricane Ian drives greater investment into Strive Asset Management, Vivek's fund, his Drill ETF, which is an energy ETF, because it turns out the fund is 6 to 7% renewable energy. So he actually he's going to save the world without saving it while he tries to unsave it. That's what I think. That's my prediction.
That's a mess. Come on, Vivek, reach out to us.
Yeah, where are you?
You have an open seat at this show, by the way, Vivek. I'll give you a regular weekly feature, no doubt. Regular
Let's
weekly
do it.
feature. Come
I'll
on
reach out to him. We want to
Tweet
talk
at
on
him.
weekly. All right, that is Damian Rollis and Ari, the Data Queen. I am Matt Moscardi. We are Free Float Media. If you like this, come back next week and listen to Damian by himself all week.
No, Ari. I got Jesse.
Stop.
They're not going to join you. You're going to
Really?
be by yourself. No, Ari
They're
has
not
other
gonna.
things. The other people at this company have jobs. You're the only
Jesse
one without a
might
job.
join me.
That's all we got for this week. We'll come back next week. Until then, goodbye.